Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Fort Lee girls basketball action. As the Bridge women, 1-4 on the season, play host to their arch rival in the Cliffside Park Red Raiders. Here, as you're watching your home for Fort Lee Athletics on YouTube Live. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by my new analyst here this afternoon, and Coach Dan Cerrone, and obviously produced by Jordan Sarnoff. And Dan, this is going to be a fun one here today. You know the rivalry as a coach here at Fort Lee with the track programs, also with the football program. Doesn't get any better here, especially on senior day.
Yeah, this is it, Dan. Just happy to be here, glad to be part of the program. Not only do I coach a couple sports here as the head track coach and head football coach, but I'm actually a Fort Lee graduate. Graduated in 2005. This is the rivalry. This is it. Fort Lee Cliffside doesn't get any better. A lot of emotions for you watching at home. The rivalry is still palatable here, and we can sense a strong desire to win from both programs.
And for Fort Lee, they want to keep their stranglehold on this rivalry of late, too. They've won 13 consecutive games against Cliffside Park in girls basketball. They want to keep the winning ways going and send out their seniors in style here on senior day.
Yeah, that's right. Fort Lee's been dominant, and our girls basketball program has only gotten better as the years have gone on. So this is going to be an exciting one, especially honoring our seniors tonight in such a weird senior year, as we know, with all the restrictions from COVID. But it's just a great opportunity to be here, to have these girls play on both sides, and really looking forward to it.
It's going to be 5 seniors all getting the start here today on senior day for Coach Bill Straub, as we're going to be having some festivities just prior to the beginning of this contest. Let's go to the PA announcer and Jordan Sarnoff.
For today's matchup between the visiting Cliffside Park Red Raiders and your Fort Lee Richmond. At this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the Fort Lee bench as we recognize our seniors for this year's varsity girls basketball team. First, number 12, Ahmed. Number 1, Connie Chen. Number 11, Lily Shulman. Number 14, Yi Wei. And number 4, Amy Diaz. On behalf of Coach Straub and the whole coaching staff, we'd like to honor them and thank these 5 amazing young women for not only their great effort, but for their commitment to the girls basketball program. They have done everything right from the day they entered this team and are great teammates and amazing leaders. Together, they have a cumulative grade point average of 4.1. They're going to end up at some of the best colleges and universities in the country, and Coach Straub and the entire coaching staff have no doubt that they will be just as successful there. Ladies, thank you for everything, and we wish you nothing but success and happiness in the future. Let's hear it for the Fort Lee seniors. Before our national anthem and Cliffside Park starting line, we'd like to recognize the seniors from Cliffside. Number 15, Ashanti Satan, and number 2, Casey Bennings. And now at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the flag of our national anthem.
So again, honoring here on Senior Day. Now the starting lineups for both sides after the Senior Day honoring ceremony.
Starting for Cliffside Park this afternoon, number 2, Daisy Venegas. Number 4, Maya Winters. Number 32, Kaylin Benitez. Number 11, Sophia Toro. And number 1, Desiree Nieves. And now, the starting lineup for your Fort Lee Richmond. Starting at forward, number 1, Kylie Chan. At 1 guard, number 4, Amy Diaz. Starting at the forward position, number 11, Lily Shulman. Starting at guard, number 12, Han Beck. And for the Richmond, starting at guard, number 14, Yishi Wang. The Senior Day starting lineup for your Fort Lee Richmond. Let's play ball.
So the starting lineups, as said by Jordan Sarnoff, not only our producer, but also the public address announcer here at Fort Lee. For the Cliffside Park Red Raiders, number 1, Desiree Nieves, a freshman. Number 2, Daisy Benegas, a senior. Number 4, Maya Winters, a junior. Number 11, Sophia Toro, a freshman. And number 32, Kaylin Benitez, a sophomore. For Fort Lee, the starting 5, all 5 seniors here on Senior Day. Number 1, Kylie Chan, the 5'6 senior forward. Number 4, Amy Diaz, the 5'2 senior guard. Number 11, Lily Shulman, the 5'6 senior forward. Number 12, Hyun Bang, the 5'1 senior guard. And number 14, Yishi Huang, the 5'4 senior guard. The coaches, Carly Cerrone in her 6th season at the helm of Cliffside Park, and Bill Straub in his 4th season here at Fort Lee, 38 wins in his coaching career. So about to get underway here as Cliffside Park is going to be in their road black with red, and Fort Lee in their home whites with a black trim. So it should be a good one here this afternoon, Dan, as we are underway.
Yeah, here it is. You can tell. Very excited on both ends and getting ready to start. You see who's going to bring home the victory.
And a nice touch, as usual, by Fort Lee to honor the 2 seniors at Cliffside Park here on Senior Day as well. Mentioning them in the lineup, both teams missing in their first opportunities on offense. Both teams averaging under 35 points a game this season. We'll see if defense is going to be stepping things up and generating some offense as well. There's a steal and an intercept already by Shulman. As Fort Lee now going down the other way, traversing through the defense, high off the glass, and missing that attempt is Amy Diaz. Diaz, who had 7 points in the last game for Fort Lee, a loss against Mawa.
Yeah, Diaz can be a difference maker. Her speed on the court is just unparalleled by any young lady on this program that we've seen so far. So she can get to the hoop. If she can finish, it's going to change the game.
Now going down the way is Nieves. Off-balance shot and a rebound by Diaz, who was part of that historic team, Dan, from a season ago for Fort Lee. They went all the way to the sectional final before losing to eventual sectional champion Lincoln, but a team that set the record for most wins in a season and really turned heads in Bergen County.
Absolutely, and a really special thing for Amy to be playing with her older sister Emily last year. It was a really cool thing to just watch both those girls play together, develop in the years that they've been here, and we hope to see more of that development tonight with Amy running the point.
Still looking for the first points of this opening quarter of plays. Nice dish down low, and just as I say that, a finish and fine for Kaylin Benitez. The sophomore connects for her first bucket. 2-0 lead for the visitors from Cliffside Park. In search of their first win at Fort Lee since 2013 are the Red Raiders of Cliffside Park, as Benitez secures the rebound after the missed shot. Fort Lee 1-4 on the season, 1-1 in league play in the American Division of the Big North. Cliffside Park 0-3 and 0-2 in conference action. And a nice move underneath again by Benitez. Off to a quick start here, Dan. 4 points for the post player.
Yeah, it seems to be interior defense. It seems to be a problem right now. But if I know Billy Straub like I do, I know that's going to be a quick fix the first time out.
Picking up the dribble over to the near side is Diaz, looking for the outlet, gets it into the hands of Bang. And it's going to be a travel called and a turnover against Fort Lee, giving the ball in possession back to the visitors from Cliffside Park with 5:43 remaining here. 4-0 lead for the Red Raiders. As one of the seniors for the Red Raiders, Ashanti Satan comes into the game, had 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals against Ridgefield Park in their season opener. Quickly, my type of player, right off the bench and quickly attempts the jump shot, just missing that time. Fort Lee trying to snap a 4-game losing streak after opening up the season with a win. There's another attempt from Satan, who misses that 3.
Let's see if Diaz can put something together here, Dan.
As she brings it down the floor, now on the baseline, reversing up top, trying to get it off the glass. Not drawing iron, but a good offensive rebound inside and drawing the foul is going to be Yishi Huang. And the senior guard who had 9 points and 3 3-pointers last time out against Mawa, with a chance to open her scoring account here this afternoon.
Yeah, Yishi Wang, not a Fort Lee native. She didn't go to the elementary school here, but she did move here, I think, a couple years ago. And what an impact she has made on Fort Lee athletics. Playing on Fort Lee's volleyball team, softball team, this year being a strange season where you can actually play a 4th sport. She ended up just joining cross country to keep herself in shape, but she is a difference maker in every athlete, in every program that she plays in.
She had 14 points in that sectional final against Lincoln last March for Fort Lee. She goes 2 for 2 at the foul line there, cutting the deficit in half. It's a 4-2 lead now for Cliffside Park as Fort Lee extends the full court pressure. Almost forcing a turnover on a couple of occasions, finally crossing the timeline, trying to poke it out of the hand of Toro. It's a tie-up on the floor.
Yep, there's Wang again.
Possession arrow favoring Fort Lee, so your prediction came true as Wang getting involved early and often. Three minutes gone by here in the first quarter, 4-2 lead for Cliffside Park on senior day here at Fort Lee. Trying to entry pass to Wang down low. It's going to be a tie-up. I'm going to say that Wang was actually stepping out of bounds on the far sideline. So the turnover will happen and possession will go over to Cliffside Park. Nieves on the bounce pass. Good ball movement leaving to Satan. Over to the near side and lays it up and in.
It's a nice pass. Good look down low.
Unselfish offense there for the Red Raiders. 6-2 lead. Shulman trying to carry it around the high post and get it stripped on her way up. Good active hands there. Nieves going hard to the rim. No good. And now a numbers opportunity here. Leading all the way is Wang, and she lays it up and in transition.
It's a nice heads-up pass by Diaz, looking up court and seeing that she has an open teammate.
Yishi Wang has all 4 of Fort Lee's points here in the early goings of the first quarter. Diaz getting caught there with a hand in the cookie jar as she'll be called for the foul with 3:49 remaining here in the first. As subs will be made by both sides before getting the inbounds back underway here. And certainly, Dan, from your coaching background, it's what you've had to deal with the track program of this life now in the midst of the pandemic, and it's been tough for all the student athletes, and certainly here, it's a nice way of honoring the seniors on senior day of this commitment that really no other senior class has had to deal with throughout the course of time here in high school sports.
Yeah, this is unlike anything we've seen in athletics, and just the opportunity. These girls work so hard. They come in, they come out, they follow protocols, they're playing in masks, they're practicing in masks, and just at the threat of potentially losing a game at any given moment because of an unfortunate infection maybe, the fact that we can get this game off and honor these young ladies, it's a great thing.
You can see a lot of your student athletes even coming into the gym here today, doing their workouts throughout the school as an off-bound shot leads to a rebound for Satan. So know that it's been the same trials and tribulations for yourself with the track program and getting everybody on the same page. But like you said, they've been a joy to coach through the toughest of times.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've had to deal with, reducing student numbers in the building at a time and got to train in a mask, get in the weight room when you can. But I'll speak on behalf of my program, just an opportunity for kids to come in, work out, maybe run a little bit, whether it be outside or even in the halls. They're getting away from their computer screens. They're getting in the building, and they're happy to do it. And we just had a lot of joy with the kids coming in to train with us. So we look forward to just hopefully just trudging on with just a lot more safety and positivity. But, we look forward to just better things to come in the future.
And Fort Lee looking for better things here as they are going on a bit of a run, trying to get to the foul line here to tie things up. It's going to be number 5, Catalina Gill, the sophomore guard. Gill had 7 points last time out against Mawa. And rims in and out on that first attempt with a couple of subs coming in for Coach Cerrone in Cliffside Park.
No relation, Dan.
But again, a tip of the cap certainly to all of these student athletes for both proud programs and for everybody just having to endure and make those sacrifices. Like you said, it's the little things that in a normal high school setting probably would not be thought of, but those sacrifices of not going to parties and being safe and wearing a mask allows you the opportunity to play these games.
That's right. Little things like you said, Dan, if it just means that maybe this weekend I have to stay home. And I can't go out with my friends because they had something planned, whether it be outside or not. Knowing that I have to put my athletics and my academics first, sacrifices have been made, and we don't even realize it. So, again, just so happy to get this game off for these girls.
As they work it around the perimeter, here's Diaz curling around, kicking it out, straight away 3, trying to get the lead as Fort Lee, no good. Offensive rebound inside. There is contact, and that should send Fort Lee to the line again with a chance at a 2-shot foul to tie the game at 6-all with 2:06 remaining. As it's number 24, Ellis Ava Zoglu to the line shooting 2, the 5'6" sophomore off the bench. And she rattles that one home.
Really exciting about that last sub that we made recently for Fort Lee a couple minutes ago. The 3 girls that came in, all 3 sophomores, and they started a lot and played a lot last year as 9th graders. So really exciting for Billy Straub's program, knowing that we've got 3 young girls that are going to be playing together for the next 2 years too. Really promising for the future of the program.
As Fort Lee has now tied the game up at 6-all coming up in the final 2 minutes of play, and certainly to build off that momentum of the historic season from a season ago, that must have been fun around these parts too, with the whole school community getting behind that wild ride to the sectional final for the girls team. Absolutely.
I mean, teachers and peers and students alike, we, myself included, my wife and daughters came with me. We tried to go to as many games, home or away, as we could. Billy Straub's been a good friend of mine for the past 12 years. When he used to coach football here, I coached under him as well, and he's been just one of the mentor coaches in the building. So he's got a lot of support from staff, from students. He is beloved in these halls. So, we were really excited about what he's doing with this team, and we just look forward to see more success.
Diaz just took the lead for Fort Lee just moments ago. Now the defense going back to work, getting it to the offensive side. Here's Diaz lining it up from downtown. She connects 5 points in the last 5 consecutive points, and Fort Lee now leading 11-6 coming up on the final minute of the first. There's another interception, but a nice recovery block by Maya Winters. Winters, who had a big performance last year here at Fort Lee with 19 points, missing on that jump shot attempt as we're coming up on the final 50 seconds of the quarter. Defense has been a spark here for Fort Lee.
This might be an eat the clock situation here, Dan. Billy might be playing for last possession.
9-0 run in this game for Fort Lee after trailing at 1 point 6-2. As that'll be deflected out of bounds, last touch off of Fort Lee and off of the hands of Sophia Pagan. So it's going to be an inbounds upcoming for Cliffside Park with 32.4 seconds left to go in the quarter. Full court pressure really wreaking havoc on the Red Raiders. And Coach Cerrone will call for a timeout to try to discuss things and get her press breaker going. With 27.1 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it's 11-6 the lead for Fort Lee. So how many times, Dan, have you been able to get on one of these broadcasts over the course of the season?
This is my first one, Dan. It's my
First
first time.
one,
Yeah,
all right.
first time
So
on the
we're
mic
breaking
here
in
with
here.
you. Yep. I actually used to help with Jordan before we had this. Listen, this setup's fantastic. It's unfortunate why we need this setup, right?
Sure.
But I'm glad to be here and glad to do it. But I used to do PA with Jordan before he really got comfortable with what he was doing. And yeah, we used to call games a little bit together. I called football games one year. But doing color like this, no, it's my first time on the mic.
Perfect. Well, we're honored to have you here at the Dan and Dan show
That's
here
right.
this afternoon on
That's
Senior
right.
Day. As Winters will slowly meander up the floor. As Fort Lee took off their press now as half-court pressure being administered here. As we're coming up on the final 10 seconds of the first. And out of bounds on the near sideline, stepping on the out-of-bounds side is Daisy Benegas, the senior. So this turnover gives possession back to Fort Lee with 9.1 left to go as they try to extend their lead here in the first quarter. Diaz has the last 5 consecutive points in the game. Going hard, passing over into the corner, shot from 3, no good. And an over-the-back foul just before the buzzer sounded. So that foul should be going against Fort Lee, only their second foul. And that'll do it for the first quarter of action. Fort Lee doing a nice job of responding after a slow start offensively to this game. The defense has really triggered the offensive momentum to give the Bridgewomen the lead here at 11-6.
Yeah, this is Billy Straub's motive. I know from his years of coaching basketball, he stresses toughness, speed, and defense, and the shots will happen. So these girls just have to be opportunistic, as they have been. Don't stop shooting. And what we've seen sometimes in years past with Fort Lee girls basketball is a hesitancy to shoot. But I don't see that much this year, which is great. Hey, sometimes they're not going to fall in, but the shots will happen with that speed, with that intensity. These girls are some of the fastest girls in the court, and we've seen it especially with Diaz running the point. So if they can keep up that intensity both defensively and offensively, the shots are bound to fall eventually.
Last season, Cliffside Park was 5-21 overall. They finished 8th in the Big North American Division. They're looking to snap, as we mentioned before the start of this game, a 13-game losing streak in this series against their arch rivals from Fort Lee. They lost both of their meetings against Fort Lee last season in lopsided fashion, but you have to say, if you're Coach Cerrone from Cliffside Park, not necessarily Coach Cerrone yourself from Fort Lee, that it was a good start to this game. Your defense has been good to keep you in the game. It just, again, trying to break that defensive pressure of late from Fort Lee.
Yeah, they were onto something in the beginning, Dan. I think they found really nice cuts, really nice opportunities where they can pass low down beneath. But again, I think, and maybe it was with some substitutions, some timeouts, and some talking with the girls on the bench, but we've seen them really clean up with that defense and down the low post. That opportunity hasn't been there.
Double team comes to Benegas. Dude does a nice bounce pass to get it to her teammate, but the shot just does not go. Long outlet pass, was trying to beat the Cliffside Park defense down the floor, but a little out of the grasp of Ishi Wang. So a turnover there for Fort Lee. Just seconds gone by here to begin the second quarter of play. Dan Long and Dan Cerrone on the call here. Happy that you could join us on YouTube Live with Fort Lee Athletics. That shot airballed, but getting a piece of it last is going to be off of Fort Lee, so a possession will stay here with Cliffside Park.
Benitez for Cliffside, still on the bench right now. She was one of the big scorers in the beginning earlier in the game, so it's something to Fort Lee to be on the lookout for when she subs back in.
She had the quick 4-point splurge that extended lead out to 6-2 as that one goes through the wickets of Ashanti Satan, who has the only other basket outside of Benitez's 4 points. So the turnovers really the Achilles heel so far in the first half here for Cliffside Park. Wang across the middle, just off the back iron, no good. Karam's off of Cliffside Park last, so it's going to be possession staying here for Fort Lee, but a great look inside. That's exactly what Coach Straub would have wanted.
Yeah, great take. Opportunities are there, and just, again, don't be afraid to keep shooting. Misses are going to happen.
Wang getting the pass off the inbounds, getting it up top to Diaz. Crossover to the left, nice dish down low, finding a wide-open Kylie Chan for her first layup of the game.
Press is back on, Dan.
13-6 lead now for Fort Lee as the lead continues to swell, and that time good idea, but just a little off the mark from Winters. as that pass is thrown out of bounds for a turnover.
See, I think this is what the press can do, and I think Fort Lee does it well. It not only does it add pressure in the backcourt, but it forces some sloppy pass when you're trying to break that press. So I think Straub's probably going to keep that pressure on. Let's see how Cliffside responds.
11-0 run dating back to the first quarter for Fort Lee right now. They trailed once in this game 6-2. The lead has grown to 13-6. And Fort Lee looking for more. They get it over. Chan dropping it down low. Nice turnaround shot in the post for Lily Schulman, one of the fellow seniors here on Senior Day.
Great move by Schulman. Way to use her body positioning to get that nice look on the glass.
15-6 lead for Fort Lee. Cliffside Park does break the pressure this time. Gets the shot off and kisses it off the glass and in. Sophia Toro. I don't know if she called it, but she'll take it as she gets on the board herself. Schulman trying to go back and forth. Missing the shot inside the carom, goes into the hands of Chan and gets a deflected last off of a Cliffside Park defender underneath the hoop. Wholesale changes made by Fort Lee as 4 new players onto the floor.
Here come the sophomores, accompanied by junior Lucia Casal.
Diaz will inbound it. Long shot from the outside, volleyballed away, and now tipped into the hands of Winters. Winters ahead of steam in front of her. She was not going to be denied. And that's going to be a blocking foul against Fort Lee and will send Maya Winters to the line shooting 2. Trying desperately to snap this long, prolonged run here for Fort Lee back since the first quarter. Winters rattles home the first foul shot there. Like we said, big performance last year in a losing effort here on the road at Fort Lee for Winters. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Knew she missed it right away and ran after the miss, but is corralled inside by Ellis Ivazoglu, who had picked up the personal foul. Tie up there, and it's going to be a travel. So a good tie up there by Winters leads to the turnover. And a little momentum now starting to shift a bit for Cliffside Park. Both teams with only 3 fouls apiece here with 5:20 and counting left to go in the second quarter of play. 15-9 lead for Fort Lee. Nieves over to Benegas. Winters is the scorer. They're trying to get her involved more here in the half-court set. Stripped away at the foul line. Good forced turnover there. Pagan leading the break the other way. And it's going to be a double dribble, though.
Just lost the handle of it there. I like what I'm seeing on defense in Fort Lee here. We seem to be getting sliced up and down in the first quarter, but Straub goes to a too-high zone look, and it looks like we're going to give up that outside shot. So let's see if it pays off.
Cliffside had a chance before. They were trying to break the zone by flashing to the foul line, but good strip there and steal for Fort Lee last time. Here's Winters in the corner. Benegas again trying to get it inside to Benitez. Now back out to Winters, and Winters fouled in the act. We'll see if it's going to be deemed a 3-shot foul. It looks like initially it is. So a chance here for Maya Winters to do a little more damage at the charity stripe. Fouled in the act of shooting a 3. As Winters misses that first attempt. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, just a little bit of everything in their season opener against Ridgefield Park as she knocks down her second made foul shot of the game. She is now 2 points and a 15-10 lead for the home side here at Fort Lee. Trying to move to 2-1 in league play with a win here this afternoon. And Winters goes 2 of 3 that last trip to the foul line. 3 points in the game for the leading scorer for Cliffside Park. They've gone on a bit of a run here, pulling closer. 15-11 now, Dan. Let's see what Fort Lee's offense has up their sleeve.
Yeah, nice drive and dish by Diaz. Again, shots are not going to fall at first, but we got to keep shooting.
Diaz, the facilitator, making the engine run on offense, tries her chance from distance and then gets called for the foul. Trying to race down that offensive carom.
That speed and aggression can be a double-edged sword sometimes. Looks like Diaz just kind of lost her speed, momentum going forward.
As that pass is deflected out of bounds, we'll stay here with Cliffside Park. They led early in this game back in the early stages of the first quarter, led by as many as 4. And there's a breakdown defensively, leading to the easy bucket inside by Caitlin Benitez. Was a game-high 6 points for Cliffside Park. It's now only a 2-point lead for Fort Lee. Fort Lee kind of fell asleep on that inbounds play there, leading to the sophomore Benitez. The open look inside. Shot from the outside off the back iron, no good. As Hishi Huang back into the game. Here's Benitez trying her luck from downtown, no good, but an offensive rebound secured by Nieves. As it works around the perimeter, Nieves playing a little game of hot potato, now back to her. Trying to get it into the hands of Daisy Benegas, the senior. Good ball movement on the perimeter, leading for the shot. As Cliffside Park trying to take back the lead, no good. Good rebounds, and here goes the dribbling down the other way for Diaz, stops on a dime. And we'll set up the offense. Wang takes it down on the baseline. She's hit hard, and she'll have to earn it the hard way at the foul line, but good ball movement leads to this opportunity for the Bridgemen trying to end this run of late here for Cliffside Park.
Yeah, these are important 2 shots here, Dan. I think that these are momentum points here. I think if Wang sinks both of these, Fort Lee's going to be feeling pretty good about closing out this quarter and get some of that momentum swing back in their direction.
Nothing but net on that first attempt there. She was 2 for 2 at the foul line in the first quarter. 5 points to lead the way for Fort Lee, along with the 5 points for Amy Diaz here in the first half for Yishi Wang.
Senior Lily Shulman back in the game. Hopefully she can make a difference here on defense.
Now Wang doing just as you predicted, canning those 2 foul shots, and the lead grows back to 4, 17-13. 2:50 and counting left to go here in the first half. Benitez had the ball behind her back at one point. Did not commit the turnover, and the nice floating finish inside by Sofia Toro.
Yeah, that's a tough shot to guard. Little floater there. Not much you can do about it.
Back to a 2-point lead for Fort Lee, trying to expand that, but the 3 just goes in and out for Gill. Here goes Winters, stripped from behind by Gill. And they're going to say it's last touch off the leg of Winters. Great trail defense there, and the play made by Catalina Gill.
Gill, real hustle player. Reminds me a lot of Diaz. So Diaz being a senior and unfortunately graduated year, Straub's got to be excited to have a player very similar to her style in Catalina Gill.
Gill had an outstanding breakout performance against Pascack Valley when she connected for 13 points in that loss from a couple of games ago. Across the middle and gets it to fall. Nice finish there, as it looks like it was Sophia Pagan doing the dirty work there. Beautiful finish. Maybe could have been also garnering a foul on the end of it. 4-point lead for Fort Lee, 19-15. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the first half of play. Trying to force feed Benitez inside. It gets it poked away by Diaz. Here comes Fort Lee the other way. Nearly the pass intercepted, but making the most of it was Wang. Follows her own miss, but can't get it to sink off the backboard in time. Fort Lee has been doing the little things, Dan, like those hustle plays, just haven't been able to really get it to fall yet with some of those bank shots.
Yeah, and that could be a frustrating thing as a player. We keep shooting and shooting. It seems like these shots just ever so slightly rim out. But from what I know about how Billy Straub runs this team, these girls are confident. These girls stay calm. And even in the midst of missed shots, they know that little things they're eventually going to fall. Don't lose your composure. Keep playing the same way. And that's a testament to Straub and how he coaches these girls.
Possession arrow favoring Fort Lee after that last whistle, so it's going to be possession here for the home side with 1 minute remaining in the first half, trying to preserve and extend their 4-point lead. Layup attempt missed, the follow-up also missing. Gill, the hustle play, trying to poke it away, but could not save it before it hit the baseline. So it's going to be an inbounds here for Cliffside Park, and the Red Raiders crossing the timeline. Here's Winters. Over to the near side, as Toro had just made a nice floating finish before. Benitez, not to be denied, lofts that one up, but it's an air ball, but it's secured again by Winters. Trying to get it inside to Benitez. Fumbled away, and that collision ensues and actually leads to Schulman committing the traveling violation. So a little helter-skelter play of late here. 29.9 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Kick out, here's a three, got it! A smooth finish there by Ashanti Satan. Satan with 5 points here in the first half, and just like that, Dan, it's just a 1 point lead.
It happened out of nowhere, Dan.
Diaz. Gill over to the near side. Wang will try to answer with a three of her own, no good. Rebound secured by Benegas. 3 seconds left. Can Winters get it off in time? She does, but it'll fall short. And that'll end an exciting first half of play. A 1 point lead here for Fort Lee here on Senior Day this afternoon. So it'll be interesting to see what type of adjustments are made by head coach Billy Straub, as Fort Lee has had their opportunities, just have not been able to cash it in to the same extent that they would have loved to so far in this first half, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the score may not reflect a high-scoring game, but this has been every bit of a nail-biter and every bit of an edge-on-your-seat type of basketball game, because we see the intensity and the hustle of both programs. And you can really see that the potential for a high-scoring game is there on both sides, with Winters having the opportunity to nail a couple shots, and if Diaz and Wang can kind of find their offense, I mean, we're looking at an incredibly high-scoring game, but unfortunately, just the baskets aren't falling on both ends. So this is, once again, like we said in the pregame, going to come down to defense and small things and opportunities.
So both of these teams that are known for their defensive acumen are going to have to try to have that defense generate more opportunities on offense to begin the second half of play. We're here at halftime, where again it's Fort Lee on top of Cliffside Park, 19-18. We'll come back to start the second half of play. You're watching Fort Lee girls basketball here on Senior Day on YouTube Live. Back here at halftime at the East Gymnasium at Fort Lee, where Fort Lee leading Cliffside Park by a lone point, 19-18 after an exciting first half of play. In looking at some of the scoring from the first half, leading the way for Cliffside Park, the play of number 32 sophomore post player Kaylin Benitez with a game-high 6 points. Ashanti Satan with 5 points off the bench for the Red Raiders. And for Fort Lee, they're being led by the play of Yishi Huang, one of the 5 seniors honored here at Senior Day. Game-high 6 points for the Bridgemen. And Amy Diaz, another fellow senior, chipping in 5 points as well. And back here, Dan Long with Dan Cerrone, and happy that you could join us on YouTube Live here for these home broadcasts for this 2021 season. And Dan, you had the beginning of the game going for Cliffside Park. Fort Lee fell behind 6-2. They went on a long run that entered into the second quarter. About a 13-0 run. Took care of the basketball, and the defense generated the offense. What type of adjustments do you think that Coach Straub is going to have to do here to get those shots to fall offensively that weren't falling in the first half?
Well, it's interesting. I think that Straub's philosophy on offense needs to be who's ever open, take the shot. It's not so much that who's our scorer, oh, we have to get it to this player or that player. Drive to the hole, kick out, who's ever open, take the shot, and the shots will fall. But I don't think anything else can happen aside from continue to do what you do, be tough, physical on defense, and just keep playing with that fast intensity that they have been.
The full court pressure has really been wreaking havoc against Cliffside Park as the Red Raiders went a long stretch without scoring, but then started to settle in a bit. They got back to their bread and butter, which is finding Benitez down low. She's been open a couple times, wide open for layups. And then the outside shooting of Satan off the bench. She was a spark for this Red Raider side here in the second quarter.
Certainly. It's interesting. Cliffside's offense seems to be very similar to Fort Lee's. We have a lot of players who can do a lot of different things. There doesn't seem to be one standout scorer that we need to worry about. The ball's being spread around equally, and that's been really working in Cliffside's favor.
About to get underway to begin the second half. We have Daisy Benegas right in front of us to the broadcast area, getting it into the hands of Maya Winters. Cliffside Park again trying to snap a 13-game losing streak in this series against Fort Lee, looking for their first win since 2013. Fort Lee with a win here would go to 2-1 in league play and snap a 4-game losing streak on the season. Shot missed, but an offensive opportunity secured, and then an interception and the turnover forced by the defense there of Gill. Wang quickly from downtown, no good. Nice putback attempt, though, missed inside. Petered away, and now finally into the hands of Diaz over to the near side, working around the perimeter. Here's another outside shot. Hit everything, but did not fall, but another opportunity, and not to be denied was Fort Lee on that offensive opportunity.
Yeah, another sophomore. That's Ellis, number 24. Been a great player. Really get to watch her develop over the past 2 years, and now really just solidifying her spot in this varsity lineup.
That time, it was Oglu who got that basket on the other end of the floor, disrupting that shot by Benitez here in the defensive side. Fort Lee trying to extend the lead, and they do. Nice runner down the middle of the lane there by Catalina Gill. Gill gets on the scoreboard in the first 4 points of the second half to the Bridgemen. Double team right near half court as it deflects off of Fort Lee last, as Winters is going to be the one doing the inbounding right in front of the scorer's table. Nice start, Dan, to the second half for Fort Lee.
Yeah, something must have happened in that halftime talk from Billy Straub, but these girls are coming out very intentional, very focused, and very sharp.
Active hands there once again, forcing deflection for Pagan. And for Cliffside Park, they have to wonder how can they get Winters going. All 3 of her points in the first half coming from the foul line. Has not been able to be that outside shooting touch yet from number 4 in black and red. Getting it down low to Benitez with a bull in the China shop, running over defender, last touch off of Benitez, and possession going back to Fort Lee. 23-18 coming up on 2 minutes gone by here in the third. Diaz spinning it back, getting it to Gill. trying to dish it off down low. A little miscommunication between her and her postmate. And that's going to be a turnover, though, for Fort Lee. Good steal off the inbounds. Wang pull-ups for the mid-range jumper, no good. But the putback is fouled up and finished off by Sophia Pagan.
What a great play by Pagan. It's great to have these two sophomores both standing at 5'6". Real tough players.
Another turnover forced by Fort Lee on the full court pressure. It's almost like there are more than 5 players in white on the floor when they put the press on. Cliffside Park really struggling to get some running room. And Huang, who tried to get the loose ball, gets called for the shuffling of the feet and the travel. So it's going to be possession back to Cliffside Park, but they're not out of the waters just yet as they've had trouble, Dan, all game long with trying to break this full court press.
Yep, just got to keep the press on. That's going to force mistakes. Again, not only do you have to break the trap, but looking downfield, you begin to feel rushed, you begin to feel forced, and Straub's been doing a great job keeping that pressure on.
That time Gill was trying to go for the tie-up. Instead, she's going to be called for the reach-in foul. That'll be her first personal foul, team's first of this second half. As we're coming up on 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter of play. Was a 1-point lead at halftime for Fort Lee. The Bridgemen have extended their lead of late. And another turnover, that time on the travel for Cliffside Park. So looks like the Fort Lee defense is really just trying to speed up Cliffside Park, and you could see that they're just not comfortable right now going against either the press or even in the half-court offensive set. It's going to be a moving screen, an offensive foul whistled against. Looked like it might have been Pagan and Fort Lee, so the ball goes right back to the visitors. Pagan picking up her second, team's second here. And a turnover once again forced by Fort Lee. But Wang was trying to get it down low to Diaz, and reading her eyes was Winters. Benitez gets her pocket picked. So both teams getting a little careless with the basketball of late. Fort Lee trying to cash in here. Here's Diaz from downtown. Amy Diaz now with a game-high 8 points. And a timeout taken by Cliffside Park with 4:24 left to go in the third. Largest lead of the game right now, Dan, 28-18 for Fort Lee.
Huge shot by Diaz. That's got to feel like a punch to the gut for Cliffside right there. When the shots just aren't falling, turnovers are happening. And then for a three-pointer like that by Diaz, smart timeout by Cliffside. Get your girls on the bench, regroup, tell them to settle down, because you never know how easily the momentum can switch like we saw in the second quarter.
A 9-0 run for Fort Lee to begin this third quarter of play. Cliffside Park is still, Dan, looking for their first points of this second half after they scored 6 points in the first quarter, but had a very productive second quarter where they actually outscored Fort Lee 12-8. The clamps have been put on by Coach Straub's teams defensively, and that's leading to the opportunities on offense.
Yeah, that's right. Straub knows what his strength is. And like we said, it might be a low-scoring game, but the defense will speak for itself. Straub wants to shut another team down offensively and let the shots fall. And we've seen some great responses from the young sophomores. And, of course, Diaz with that big three-pointer right before the timeout.
Fort Lee in the two matchups last season, they won the first meeting on the road against Cliffside Park 53-30 before defending home court here and winning 52-34 in that second meeting at home. And of course, the senior class, a big part of last year's success, a historic season at Fort Lee. Most wins in program history, 17 wins, and appeared in the North 2 Group 2 sectional final. And that pass off the mark, and that'll go out of bounds for a turnover. As coming into the game for the first time, Caitlin Shelley, number 13, a freshman for Cliffside Park, providing a little size inside off the bench for Coach Carly Cerrone in her 6th season. Trying to find a cutter on that baseline. Fort Lee working around. Wang thought about the three briefly. Over to Diaz to the near side wing. Back to Diaz. Patient offensive set here for Fort Lee. Trying to build on their 10-point advantage, 28-18, and snap a 4-game losing streak in the season. Top of the key is Diaz. 8 points in the game. Stripped It goes into the hands of Pagan. Pagan trying to lay it in, but it goes off back iron. Good hustle, though, by Eva Zoglu. And that'll retain possession here for Fort Lee in a reach-in foul against Cliffside Park, their first foul of the second half.
Great take by Pagan. We see that Cliffside went into a 2-3 zone, so really not letting much inside, but with her long arm, she's got a great opportunity just to get up and hit a little floater, so I like the take. Let's see if she does it again.
Wang over to the near side, and she knocks down a triple. Her first three of the afternoon. She now has the lead in terms of the scoring this afternoon. 9 points for the senior.
Say this, if Wang gets hot, watch out.
Nice job by Winters, finally getting Cliffside Park on the scoreboard here in the second half as she leads the way with 5 points. There's Diaz. Has 2 3-pointers, pulls up from 16 and cans the jump shot. So now those jumpers are starting to fall, Dan, here in the second half for the Bridgemen.
Great shot, very smooth, and just seeing the open space in the floor. Doesn't always have to be a 3-pointer. Take that short jumper if they're giving it to you. I like that from Diaz.
Diaz with 5 points in this third quarter alone to give her 10 points, a game high for Fort Lee. 2:40 left to go in the third quarter. 13-point lead for the Bridgemen.
Shulman and Chan just checked in, 2 seniors tonight.
Into the corner it goes, and lofting it up, nearly knocking it down was Benegas. A putback attempt by the freshman Shelley inside. It's no good, but still Cliffside Park. Good hustle to get a third opportunity this offensive possession. Tipped out of bounds, last touch off of the hand of Gill out of bounds. So possession will stay here with Cliffside Park, trailing by their largest margin here, 13 with 2:19 left to go in the third. Stripping on the way up again off the hands of Gill as Satan was the one trying to go up with it. She had a triple in the first half for Cliffside Park. Here's a deep three, just missing, in and out. Rebound into the hands of Gill, trying to push the pace down the other side of the floor. Huang will lay it up and in.
There she is.
Huang and Diaz trading the high scoring mark in this game, back and forth. Now Huang with a game high 11. 1:50 and counting left to go here in the third. The lead, the largest of the game, 15 for Fort Lee. And there's a much needed three by Cliffside Park. And the second three made of the game by Ashanti Satan. Satan, one of the 2 seniors on this Cliffside Park team, now with a game-high 8 points for number 15 in black. Little off-balance shot there, and the rebound taken in by Winters. Winters, the junior, trying to force things, missing it high off the glass. Ball was loose and caromed off of the last touch of Benitez, so it's going to be an inbound upcoming for Fort Lee with a 35-23 advantage.
Yeah, you can see Winters there, upset with her shot, even looked to her coach and said, hey, coach, my fault. Rushed that shot, but, you know, we know Winters can score, and I think she might be frustrated not getting the opportunity to do so. So that was a forced shot, rushed it. So she's got to be a little more patient to find those opportunities.
Now, we know your coaching exploits, but also as a teacher here, it's got to be fun to see some of your former students or current students playing on the hardwood here today.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. I've had the opportunity to teach. I'm an English teacher by trade, so I've had the opportunity to teach more than half of this roster. So it's really cool to see these girls out here shining in their athletic element. I'll even say that last year, Catalina Gill, Sophia Pagan, and Ellis, I've had all 3 of them last year as 9th graders, and sort of towing that line. Am I a varsity player? Am I not as a 9th grader? And some of them got to see some minutes, and some of them maybe not as many as they wanted. And now we see their sophomore year, they fully embraced the varsity girls basketball team and that responsibility and the achievements that come with it. So really proud of these girls, and it's just really fun to see them here.
Future does look very bright here with this sophomore class adding into the contributions of the senior class that was part of something special a season ago. Cliffside Park has mounted a 5-0 run here late in the third quarter to pull back to within 10. 35-25. 10 seconds left to go. We'll see if the Red Raiders hold for one final shot of the quarter. Winters, who just knocked down a jump shot before, getting it over to Satan, whose shot is deflected on its way up. will go into the hands of Hayon Bang, and that'll do it for the 8 minutes of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play here from the East Gymnasium, it's Fort Lee enjoying a 35-25 lead. Stick around as we'll head to the start of the fourth quarter as you're watching Fort Lee Athletics on YouTube Live. Welcome back to East Gym at Fort Lee High School as we're about to get underway for the fourth quarter of play. Fort Lee on top of Cliffside Park, 35-25 here on Senior Day at Fort Lee. Dan Long, Dan Cerrone, happy that you could join us here on this broadcast. As Diaz will inbound in to get us underway here in the fourth quarter. Both teams started to heat up there at the end of the third quarter after a low-scoring first half of play. Diaz with a nice drive, the reverse and finish on the right-hand side, as Diaz extends it now to a 12-point lead and 12 points of the game for number 4 in white. And a steal right off the press.
This girl can do it all, Dan. Amy's a real special player.
Diaz again after the crossover, back iron, but the follow-up layup also missed inside as Ava Zoglu was trying to use her height advantage. She's crashed the offensive boards a couple times here since getting the start to begin the second half. Another interception there as Fort Lee once again forcing the turnover.
Tremendous athlete, Amy Diaz. In the spring on our track and field team, Amy is one of the top javelin throwers in our league. So although she may be small, she can throw that javelin with the best of them.
As Diaz seemed a little shaken up after making that interception. But she plays on here on her senior day, leading the team with 12 points. There's Gill with a nice drive, but the up and under move just denied by the rim. Rebound instead into the hands of Sofia Toro.
Seems like a much more patient approach to the Bridgman offense here.
As it works around the perimeter, and a nice block there. Recovery defense there by Ava Zoglu. Zoglu, and now another interception the other way for Cliffside Park and Maya Winters. And just getting a little too close there with a body bump, and it's going to be a foul whistled against Yishi Huang. And a very cleanly played second half here. Hopefully it's not going to be the broadcaster jinx. Only 4 combined fouls between the two sides. Winters pulls up from just inside the three-point arc, and she knocks down another jumper. 6 points in the second half for Winters, give her 9 points in the game.
Nice take by Winters. Fort Lee has to watch out for her. If she turns it on, she can drop a few points.
Again, at 19 points in a loss here at Fort Lee a season ago as a sophomore. Here's now the rebound for the junior. Winters, who's this engine of the offense, pulls up, trying to go back-to-back jumpers, missing that, getting the ensuing offensive rebound, but is going to be called for the traveling violation. 5:43 remaining here in the fourth. Still a 10-point lead for Fort Lee. They've led by as many as 15. Cliffside Park had a 4-point advantage early on in the first quarter.
Here's the question, Dan. You're up by 10. Do you slow the offense down, try to eat some clock, or will you try to expand on the lead? We'll see what Billy Straub likes to do here.
Over to the near side. Here's a running jump shot from the foul line. Benitez with a rebound inside. And she'll hand it over to Winters. As we're quickly approaching 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Another turnover forced. Good play there. Ava Zoglu, who now gets it into her possession. Here's an open three-point attempt. No good. Good rebound inside, and another missed opportunity, but another putback is converted by Pagan. And a timeout quickly taken with 4:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Bridgman lead now grows to 39-27. As Fort Lee inching closer and closer to snapping that 4-game losing streak on the season.
This is the night to do it, Dan. Senior night. We're honoring our seniors who had a tough year, who didn't even get their spring season last year as juniors. We hope we can just keep this energy up here, keep the lead where it's at, and what a great play just by the two tall sophomores in the last possession. A big rebound and a big putback by both of them, and just really special things happening here. Let's see if Billy Straub can keep these girls calm and keep this lead where it's at.
Now, from your own experience as a proud alum here of Fort Lee, as well as a coach on so many different sports, any good memories you have of going up against Cliffside Park over the years?
Oh, certainly, yeah. I was a football player in high school, and that Fort Lee Cliffside game was used to be played on Thanksgiving, which are great memories, getting all the alumni to come back on Thanksgiving and watch what was at the time the biggest rivalry around. So it was just great memories of having all your friends that have graduated previously come back and watch a great game. My junior and senior year, we beat Cliffside in football on Thanksgiving, so those memories will last a lifetime.
And another chapter here of this rivalry as both teams trading baskets. It's Pagan on one end, and then just most recently, Satan doing a nice job of chipping in as she has entered double figures with 10 points in the game for Cliffside Park. But the Red Raiders cannot afford to trade buckets here. They're trailing 41-29. Nice move to the rim by Pagan, just can't get it to fall, and the rebound goes out to Winters. In this rivalry showdown here today, the first of two meetings on the season as that's dribbled off the foot of Nieves out of bounds. The next time these two will square off will be on March 2nd at Cliffside Park.
Schulman entered back into the game. Hopefully she can bring something on defense and offense. Fun fact, Lily Schulman and Kylie Chan both were integral parts of our football season this year. They served as statisticians and volunteered with our equipment, with our water. They were at every practice and every game. They're just a great group of girls who just wanted to just contribute back to Fort Lee athletics. So big shout out to Schulman and Chan.
Doing the little things on and off the court this season, in a season that they need all the help they can get here, doing what this athletic department is doing so well and doing it at a high level. So again, great job of highlighting what their efforts were for the football program and what they're doing here on Senior Day. It's making the most of this situation and helping their team to a lead, 41-29. As Huang will try the dribble drive, the floater just a little short. The rebound is secured by Nieves underneath the rim. Time running out here for Cliffside Park. Under 3 minutes left to go in regulation.
Got to be thinking outside shots from Winters or Satan here from Cliffside. They've been the sharp shooters.
Another costly turnover there, but then giving it right back is Fort Lee with a turnover of their own. As it looks like Fort Lee will once again make a sub as Pagan is a little slow to get up after turning it over there, getting a much-deserved breather. As Sophia Pagan, the 5'5 sophomore, with 6 points in this game for Fort Lee. Feeding Benitez inside, just short. Good hustle, though, by Satan, but she throws it into the backcourt. Long the other way, and she gets it blocked away. Good recovery defense there by Winters, never giving up on the play.
Great hustle play by Winters. I thought it was a done deal with Wang.
2:32 remaining in the game. We've been stuck on this 41-29 margin the last couple of moments. Time is on the side of the home team. Schulman tied up, and it's going to be possession arrow, giving the ball back to Cliffside Park.
Press is back on for Fort Lee.
Satan trying a cross-court pass. A diagonal look, though, leads to another turnover forced by Diaz and company. Gill over to Diaz to the near side. Lefty dribble. Feeding on the baseline. Hitting the brick wall was Kylie Chan. Good defense in the interior there for Cliffside Park, and Winters looking to run. Double team quickly comes to her. Here's Satan, takes the shot from straight away, no good. Tries to follow her own miss. Great rebound inside by Kylie Chan. Under 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter play. Fort Lee trying to get to the finish line here. Of course, I have to make that reference with the track coach.
Appreciate it, Dan.
Alongside here.
That's right.
Dan Long and Dan Cerrone here on the call. And it's been a fun one to see in this rivalry showdown.
Fort Lee's got to be thinking smart shots only. I mean, guaranteed shots here. Diaz going up, some contact, drawing the foul.
And a rarity here in the second half, a foul. It's going to be a blocking foul whistle on the floor. Only the second team foul against Cliffside Park here in this second half of play. So it's still going to be possession, and you have to think if maybe Coach Carly Cerrone is going to be trying to go to the foul situation for her team. Stop the clock at all. And a quick shot off the inbounds. I don't think Coach Straub would have wanted that right away and play a little more possession. 41-29 still the advantage for Fort Lee. And now it's going to be a whistle and a foul against Fort Lee.
Yeah, I think that was Catalina Gill. Tried to pick the pocket there, but maybe got a little more than what she was reaching for. Got called for the foul.
And again, wholesale changes here for Fort Lee as they empty their bench, getting a couple of their reserves onto the floor. And what a performance there for Diaz and company here on Senior Day. As Benitez tied up, Winters quickly off the inbounds, trying to get that shot off. It's short and rebounded inside by Casal. 1 minute remaining here in regulation. Fort Lee trying to make it 14 straight wins in this series and in this rivalry against Cliffside Park. You have to think, Dan, that tastes even sweeter at coming against your arch rival.
Yeah, what a great feeling to leave this one with a victory.
Coming up on 45 seconds left to go now in regulations. Winters has had a very effective second half. Like we've mentioned, 6 of her 9 total points coming in the second half. And a tie-up as Satan was trying to find a little open space on the hardwood, but could not find anyone to help her out. And the possession arrow favoring Fort Lee. Winters trying to pressure out, make life difficult here for Catalina Gill. Casal on the baseline and floats it home. And that might be the cherry on top here on Senior Day. Make it a 43-29 lead.
Great shot by Casal.
Winters, maybe the last shot attempt and a foul with 5.9 seconds left to go here in regulation. Will send Maya Winters to the line with a chance to get to double figures in this game.
Got to tip your cap to Maya Winters. She's a real hustle player. I mean, no matter what the score of this game, this girl was going 100 miles per hour and trying to do the best for her team. So a lot of respect for that young lady right there.
Trying to join her teammate Ashanti Satan with double figures. And she does just that, knocking down her 4th made foul shot of the game. Diaz, the leading scorer for Fort Lee on the other end, 12 points in this game here on Senior Day. Winters makes both. 11 points in the game for her. 4 seconds remaining, still the pressure defense, and they'll break the pressure. Here's a shot at the buzzer, and that'll be off the mark, but a victory nonetheless for Fort Lee. The final score, Fort Lee 43, Cliffside Park 31. Dan, your final thoughts here from Senior Day and Fort Lee getting their second victory of 2021.
What a special night, Dan. First, what a testament that the game got off. I mean, we're just so happy. It seems that in all these athletic competitions this year that up until the 11th hour, every coach is waiting, am I going to get canceled? Is there going to be something from another coach or another team that stops this game from happening, whether it be COVID, what have you? So first and foremost, we're thankful for both teams that we got this game off. But wow, what a great victory for Fort Lee, for our seniors, girls that really just wanted to be honored tonight. They got the start, they got the victory. Couldn't be happier for the girls and Billy Straub and his staff tonight.
Cliffside Park, their next game is going to be on the road against Holy Angels, while Fort Lee will take on Immaculate Conception in their next game, another home game on February 13th. So again, a victory for Fort Lee. They go to 2-4 on the season and 2-1 in the American Division of the Big North Conference. And Dan, it was an absolute pleasure to work alongside you here. Hopefully we could do more of the same in the future.
Likewise, Dan. It was a great time.
Best of luck with your track seasons.
Thank you.
So again, Fort Lee victorious here. Thanks everybody for tuning in and supporting Fort Lee and Cliffside Park Athletics on YouTube Live. Take care, everybody.